The names that built this program are legendary. Lewis, Taylor, Reed, Hortis, Kosar, Testaverde. And it is with reverence, respect, and excitement that we welcome you to Hard Rock Stadium, home of the Miami Hurricanes. A top 25 showdown coming up. Two of college football's premier teams preparing to duke it out right here on this field. As we'll see, the number 13 team in the country, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, taking on the third-ranked team in the land, the Miami Hurricanes. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Notre Dame lining up to kick off and get this one started. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Line gets set, first down. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. He's going to pass. They get to him as he throws. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. These two conferences largely share the same geographic footprint, and the ACC loves it when they can take down a team from the SEC.
And we see these two conferences play each other oftentimes early in the season, late in the season. David, think about Clemson, South Carolina, Florida, Florida State. These players have a lot of familiarity with one another.
And this already matters so much to these kids because they grew up in the same area a lot of times, like Reese was talking about in the footprint. But how about in the past, too? When your undefeated league champion gets left out of the playoff for an SEC team, a little more fuel for the fire.
Now they'll face 3rd and 4 in their first possession of the game. Wilson to pass. Getting some heat. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack.
Man, you talk all week about setting the tone, quieting this crowd. Don't let him get involved. You know how you do that? Get a sack and force a punt on the first possession of the football game. That's a heck of a start for this defense.
And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
See if they can turn this drive into points. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. Use the play fake, now to throw. He's looking deep. And he makes the catch inside the 20. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
It's a beautiful pass and catch. I love the job the quarterback does manipulating the defense with his eyes. He froze that safety, and that allowed his receiver more room to work his route.
They'll go to the ground. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Direct snap. Slammed to the ground, but not before he gets the first down. Notre Dame right back to the line. Using his feet. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Irish!
And that's what makes this quarterback so dangerous, fellas. He can hurt you throwing the ball, but man, is he ever dangerous and explosive with his feet. You have got to be able to get this guy on the ground. If you don't, he has got way too much wiggle and speed. You saw it right there.
And right down the middle. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really quickly. They need to put something together here, Paul.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive, so they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this drive.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Quarterback checking the play. Wilson will throw. Got his hand down the middle. And how about that catch and run? So dangerous, this guy.
And there was no question in that scenario. That's where the quarterback was going. He knew he had his receiver in a matchup that he liked, running a route where he would find himself open. Nice job between those two.
They'll throw it on first down. Pulls it in. It's Carr. And his molars are probably rattling after that big hit, but he did get the first down.
The defense needs to have a plan for this guy. They weren't ready for that one. Drag route, running all the way across the field. DB just can't stay with him because of his speed, and as a result, they give up a big one.
And the Canes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Across the 25, he's got room. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play.
What a run. Great speed, great vision, elusiveness, and David, he's tackled down close to the goal line.
Yeah, and this offense, when you can run the football like this, man, you will have success, especially in the red zone, trying to get touchdowns.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
Wide out in motion. On second down, he'll let it fly. Quick completion on the out. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Canes.
And what a nice start for this offense. The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
On to attempt the try. Right down the middle. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finish it off by connecting from 10 yards out. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Here come the Irish, back on offense. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. The play-action fake. Quarterback strolling away from heat. And he's left with no option. He just threw it away.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. That's caught. It's locked.
A nice job of awareness on defense there on that third down. You know, you're expecting the offense to throw the football, but it's not just going to be receivers or tight ends you got to worry about. You got to keep your eye on where that running back is. They knew exactly where he would be, and they were able to make the tackle, setting up fourth.
Makes a move. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O's. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. This could be a real turning point in the game. They scored a touchdown. They got to stop. And now a chance to break the tie.
Yeah, this offense has got it cooking, man. And how about the defense? Great job getting that stop, getting the football right back to the hot hand. Now this offense, Palmer, has a chance to take the lead.
You can see the offense, too. They understand the situation right now. They were jonesing on the sidelines to get another opportunity to run back on the field. They are ready to drive this ball and go score.
They have set the tone in this one already inside a minute to play in a wild first quarter. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Wilson to pass. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
And you're seeing the pass rush on the second play of the drive. They dial it up. Look at the speed and athleticism this defense has as they corral the quarterback for a loss.
Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's third and long. Here we go. Timber. Gorilla. He's looking downfield to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Complete downfield.
Gain of 19 on the play. Now, a fourth down. That's the end of the first quarter, with the score tied 7-7.
Unlike the old school thinking, this is the area of the field that is really four-down territory now. On fourth down, looking to pass. He's got a first down and maybe a lot more. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks.
That's a great example of the receiver knowing exactly where the first down marker is. He got the depth he needed to get, so once he was able to make the catch, he already knew he had it, and now a fresh set of downs.
From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. Oh, that's him grabbing air. And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the first down. No matter who's been leading the program, Miami always wants to be able to run the ball with some physicality.
Yeah, it starts everything. The line of scrimmage starts everything. That attitude starts everything. And the U is known for attitude. And when they play physical, they've got great teams.
To the air on first down. Got his man quickly. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down. They might have the defense's head spinning a little bit now. Hit him with a big run, now they hit him with a big pass.
And so hard to defend both. You know that. Which coverage do I want to put? Do I want to put more people in the box to stop the run? When you've got this kind of balance on offense, the defense can't be right.
And the defense, they've got him at the 27. He is a menace rushing the passer, career sack number 20.
I mean, some people just have a knack for getting to the quarterback. What a great job throughout his career. Getting there, getting him down, getting pressures. He has been a quarterback's worst nightmare.
I was just going to say, David, you don't sleep well as a quarterback the night before you have to play against this guy because he is going to sack you. That is a guarantee. Death, taxes, and sacks for that guy.
With the catch, it's Carr. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
And the offense here dialed up a really good zone beater. Give credit to the offensive coordinator. He called the right play at the right time.
Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a first and goal. Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the marker. Touchdown, Hurricane! What a grab and go for the score. They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time. But when you can use their big-bodied frames, threaten them to run the football and be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter out there. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of a rhythm.
Best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
The offense will put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Fires to the big fella. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackle.
It's now 2nd down after the short completion. They'll see if they can find some running room on the right here. At the 35, he's got room. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes a stop.
Man, I want to be a running back in this offense. When you take that handoff to the right and you see that blocking and all the holes open up, that's a good sight for a running back.
You've heard of read and react. I think the defense read it. They just didn't react very well.
Well, when you got that kind of a line, just all that push they're getting on that right side, they just pushed the defensive lineman back, got in the linebacker's laps, and man, oh man, it was brutal up front.
And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag on the field. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. First down here for the offense. Looking to throw. Trying to get to it. Makes the catch. It's Thomas.
You know, sometimes when you're throwing against zone coverage, you need time for the routes to develop. So nice job by the quarterback there, being patient, allowing his receivers to work themselves open.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. This quarterback part of their running game. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2.
You know, we talk about quarterbacks having to make quick decisions, and I think you saw it on that play. Nobody opened downfield, and he just decided to take off.
First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. And now a chance to pull even as we get late here in the first half. Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. And this offense hoped to just run it in, and the defense was having none of it. No gain. Ball remains at the 2.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
Got stopped on first down. They'll try it again from the 2. This is a designed run. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Fighting Irish.
And I love that this offense stuck to it, stuck to the run game, didn't panic. They got down, but they answered the bell right before the half, and they got this thing right where they wanted now. They can tie this football game and hopefully go into the half with a lot of momentum.
All tied up and just about set to kick it away. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like two heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points like this and you've got no momentum, you got to find somebody that can make a play to create some. And listen, if they're scoring anyways, let's be aggressive. Let's blitz more. Let's make sure we're making them feel discomfort in some way, shape, or form.
Fires to the big fella. The ball's free. Oh, the fumble, and the defense got it. They bring him down, but that great defensive play might be overturned. Let's see what the call is. The offense lining up for a first down play. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
I love the defensive effort there. They didn't get him right away. They stayed after him. He was scrambling, going backwards. They get the sack on the first play of the drive.
That is the last thing you want on first down as an offensive sack. Now it's second down. He's looking to throw. They're bringing heat. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
That is not an easy situation if you're an offensive lineman, second and third and long, because you know the D-line, they're coming. They know you're throwing the football. As an O-lineman, you better get out of your stance and get your hands up and punch and not miss, because if you do, then that's what happens right there.
Catch in the middle, it's lost. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. They allowed the completion, but this defense was swarming to keep him away from that first down line.
Yeah, and you allow completions in those third down situations underneath the sticks. And you come up and rally, and everybody flies to the football. That's great execution by this defense.
The Irish send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He'll field the punt and try to get some yardage. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26.
And your Miami Hurricanes will take over. First and 10.
So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Wilson will throw. Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. And it's caught inside the 20. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami! He'll try to tack on one more. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. That's the kind of drive everybody loves. So see quarterback, one snap, put it in the end zone. Fielded in the end zone, it's Young. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out in the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. He'll come out throwing on first down. And the quarterback goes down all the way back at his 4-yard line. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. They've got them pinned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. Looking for room, it's Bob. They make the stop, and that is the end of the first half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. The Hurricanes will kick it away to start the second half. He'll call for the fair catch here. As we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
Leaves it with the running back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And you hear about run blitzes. This is exactly what a run blitz is. When you know the ball's coming up the middle, you want to bring those linebackers, get them closer to the line of scrimmage, and fire. Right when the ball snaps, he's coming downhill, doing a good job creating the loss. That linebacker really knew what was going on.
Try to get it to the edge. They make the stop, and this running game moves the chains as they get the first down.
You're down. Obviously, at the half, you had a conversation. We got to come out and put points on the board. And, Jesse, it looks like they're going to start with the ground game.
And I love this, David, too. Regardless of whether they're losing or they're winning, come out here and try to be the most physical unit here in the second half. Get this run game established.
Trying to find his man on first down. Moving out of the pocket. Nothing open downfield, so he'll just toss it away.
And that goes down as incompletion, but that's a smart play. And the QB coach and the OC will be very happy with the decision of the quarterback. He got outside the pocket. He obviously was so he's outside the tackle boxes. He knew he could throw it away as long as it got it past the line of scrimmage. Nothing there, nothing open. Live to fight another down.
Pressure coming. And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield.
Man, this defensive end is a monster. I mean, you've seen his athleticism, his speed, his bend, and his flexibility. He now has 2 sacks, and there's still a lot of football to play.
They've got the ball at midfield, but they're facing a 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Going for the big play. Snags it. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge. And also the anticipation, the time. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. A quick strike touchdown up top the last time they had it, Jesse. They'd love to do it again.
No doubt. They've got so many playmakers on the perimeter, David. Just find a way to get these guys the ball in space.
And you already started, man. Making that big play, opening up this offense. This quarterback is feeling good about himself. I wouldn't be surprised if they give it right back to him.
Quarterback will audible. Wilson to pass. They're trying to get to it. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down.
This QB has had a lot of success all day long, throwing for so many touchdowns, looking very comfortable. Finally, the defense gets to him. Finally, the defense gets a win. They needed something to go their way. Got to start getting some more hits on this guy.
On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. The Canes will call on their punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Running it back, it's Young. He couldn't find much running room there, didn't get a lot of blocking, and he'll step out of bounds. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense got to stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense?
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. They'll try to get it through the air. Catch in the middle, it's locked. And they knock him down, but he got past the line to gain. He knew the heat was coming. He had to get rid of it in a hurry, and he did so beautifully.
Perfectly. I don't need a big gain. I don't need to hold on to this football because the longer I hold on to it with the blitz coming, the worse things are going to happen. I just need a few yards for the first down, get it out of my hand, get the first down.
They'll try the outside to the left. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
I think the toss does a really good job of getting the football on the edge quickly. You know, you toss it out there to the running back. You better block the defensive end. That's priority number one. Good job blocking the defensive end. Get a nice positive game in the toss ball.
Off the play fake. Flushed out of the pocket. He's going to run it. Bulldozes his way through. They are finding soft spots in this defense. He's got it down to the 25.
And you're seeing here the difficulties defenses have trying to contain this guy. If you leave a lane open or you don't sack him right away, you allow him to get outside the pocket, he is going to take off, and he is very difficult to tackle in the open field. He's got running back-like ability out in space.
Step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
I'll tell you what, that's great execution between the QB and receiver. They look like they could execute that throw in their sleep. Quarterback took his steps, threw it on time. Great route by the receiver. Nice job securing the catch.
After coming up with back-to-back explosive plays, here they are, 1st and goal. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Quick pass on the jet motion. Touchdown, Irish! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job.
Afterburner's coming. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. That kind of play is just vintage Hurricane receiver play.
I mean, big-time playmakers on the outside. The list is long for Miami, but finding those elite speedsters down in the state of Florida, it's not a hard job.
It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. Wilson will throw. Using the quick game. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
They'll go with the 5 wide out set on 2nd and 7. He's looking to throw. Fires to the wide out. And they took a shot on that one but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete.
Great job by the DB covering deep. Listen, you always say deep to shallow, deep to shallow. Don't give up the big play. Great job by the DBs seeing the football, going and breaking on it, and make sure the wide receiver doesn't make a big play.
They couldn't make the connection on 2nd down. Now a 3rd and 7 to keep the drive alive. Just going to keep it after the snap. Able to fight his way ahead for a pickup of 4, but they're still left with a 4th and 2.
Coming up, 4th down.
This offense gets into plus territory. They're going to go for it regardless of their field goal kicker's range. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. They're throwing for it on 4th down. And the 4th down pass falls incomplete, and they'll have to give up the football.
Man, that is a big-time drop right there. 4th down, opportunity to catch it, maybe get the first down. That is tough to swallow, but as a QB, I got to walk over to him and say, listen, dude, we're going to need you later on. I still believe in you.
And they get him on the ground, and that'll probably do it for the 3rd quarter.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. With the score, Notre Dame 28, Miami 21.
2nd down here as they go back to work after the break. Shows him the stiff arm. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds. Big 3rd down as the crowd gets behind this defense. From the gun, wants to pass. pocket starts to collapse. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and fourth down's coming. Notre Dame lining up to punt it away. Looking everywhere for room to run, but really good coverage, and he'll step out of bounds. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. There have been a couple of missed opportunities for these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
And I think for this offense here, it'd be nice to hit an explosive play, be aggressive, and really pay off your defense's effort that last drive.
And instead of having to move the ball down the field consistently and then getting stopped on fourth downs, you're right. Create some of those explosives. Take those deep shots. Make those big plays.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
6-yard pickup on first down leaves him with 2nd and 4. The give to the tailback. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the first down.
I love when players understand the situations and they understand where the first down marker is and they understand where I got to get to. A lot of people you'll see run north-south and try to bounce out wide and make big plays. Sometimes it's not about making big plays. Sometimes it's about getting that first down to make sure I get an extra set of downs instead of trying to make those big touchdown runs.
Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Comes out throwing on first down. He's got it at the 20. And he'll take it in. They couldn't get him on the ground. Touchdown, Canes. Ready to try the point after. And no problem on that extra point, and we have a tie ball game here in the fourth. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Dynamite matchup today, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Georgia State is trailing right now, but I'm not ready to say this team is out of it. Not after the way this group has rallied around that coach. It really has been something to see. They're trailing by 10 to Georgia Tech. We are the eyes and ears of the college football fan, and we've got you covered all day here in studio, guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Looking for space. It's Love. Still running at the 40. And they're getting it rolling with that play to the 42-yard line.
I love that play call. This offense is going to run the football. They're not just going to do it between the tackles, but they're going to attack you outside. You saw that with that handoff. They get to the right. They get him in space using his speed. Good play call.
They'll give it to him again. One-step wrap, two-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. DBs will try to keep everything in front. He wants to pass it on 2nd down. Quick strike complete. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Well, they're able to get the ball to the back in the flat there, but how about the tackle by the linebacker out in space? That guy's not easy to bring down one-on-one, but he did an outstanding job.
Hoping to help their kicker out with a few yards on 3rd down, because from here, it will be a 58-yarder. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. Inside the 30. Tackle is made after the first down.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down.
It's all tied up. This offensive line, they want the pressure. They want everything to go through them here. They're saying, look, let's just run the ball. Let's get this thing down closer and closer to the goal line. Let's bleed some clock and put ourselves into position to win.
He'll run it again. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense.
Great team defense on that run. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D-linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
The clock stopped. 2 minutes left to play in this one. Down, and these fans trying to make it impossible to communicate. Looking to throw for it. Unleashes one deep. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. They move on top here in the fourth.
And they're able to score on a drive where they had to have it this late in the game, and they look to their playmaker on the outside to win that one-on-one matchup.
Big-time moments. Who do you trust as a quarterback? You could tell this was a big moment. He threw it to his big play wide receiver. He knew he would come down to it, and now the big play in the fourth quarter for the touchdown.
And he made the extra point without problem. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Coming out with it, it's Carr. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. They'll throw it on first down. Quickly out to the tight end. Ran right through the defender, and now he's still running. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. He knew exactly what they needed there, made the play, and got out of bounds to stop the clock.
And you got to keep this turbo mode on, right? We got to keep going fast. The clock's running down. Fourth quarter, need a score. Great execution to get the first down. We need a lot more of this on this drive.
And the big fella couldn't elude the cornerback who makes a sure tackle.
I love the decision-making by the quarterback here. You're trailing. It's a 2-minute situation. You're not just throwing to receivers, but you're trying to find matchups that your tight end can take advantage of. With his athleticism, he's a big weapon for you in this 2-minute situation.
Wilson to pass. Coming after it. Couldn't find anyone open here, and he'll live to fight another play. It'll be third down.
This late in the game, fourth quarter, go time, we got to make plays. We got to go to those things that really, really work well. We can't waste too many more downs. I know it's third down coming up, but we got to put this thing in full throttle.
Quickly to the tight end. Wrestled to the ground after picking up the first down.
Well, they pick up the first against zone coverage. I think a big part of this for young quarterbacks out there is if you're going to be throwing into zone coverage, you got to throw on time. You can't stare down receivers because the entire defense has their eyes on you, so you can't telegraph where the ball's going. You've got to hold it to the very last possible second. Try to freeze defenders with your eyes and then throw the ball into open areas of the field, anticipating where your guy's going to be.
Boy, this freshman quarterback has a hose. Did he sing that thing in there?
I don't know who on defense is going to cover this guy. Honestly, he could be a problem for this defense over the middle of the field in the passing game.
Big drive for this offense late, trying to tie the game. They pieced together a couple of first downs, and here they come again. He wants to throw. Out of the backfield, he's open. They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the first down.
Man, and we have seen it in this game. Even though his team is losing, this guy, time and time again, has been answering the bell. He's been throwing dimes all game long, and he comes up with another big completion there.
And defensively, I'm going to continue to think pass. They've trusted him all game long. He hasn't let them down. I'm playing for the pass. I'll react to everything else.
After the first down completion, it's second and short. He's looking to throw. Working that left side now. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down. The offense gets the timeout. 12 ticks left on the clock. And the Hurricanes will snap it on 1st and 10. Quarterback checking off. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. He looks that one in nicely. Touchdown, Hurricane! And they take it in for 6 more points. And now they've decided to go for 2. A gutsy call, and the game likely to be decided right here. They get the timeout call with 7 seconds left on the clock. How about this? A 2-point conversion coming. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. He will be stopped short of the goal line. The big gamble to take the lead with the 2-point conversion attempt does not pay off.
Miami, 34.
First things first, they have to recover the onside kick, and then they'll have time for probably just one play. And in that scramble, they're going to come out of there with the football, and they get the onside kick and take possession right back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Looking for a productive play on first down. And the quarterback will just drop to a knee. Well, this was an offensive showcase out there today. We thought it would be a high-scoring game, and it certainly delivered.
If you love offense, then you love this type of game. Both offenses going up and down the field, seemingly at will. Throwing the ball, running the ball. But, David, I feel like if you're a fan of defense, maybe this wasn't your cup of tea.
More defense optional. You didn't really get too much of that stuff, but, listen, you got to get a few stops late in the game. You got to get just kind of one stop with this many points that was being scored. You got the stop late. That's why you got the dub.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.